Hi, I'm Simon, the 20-minute tester, and today I'm going to run an exploratory testing session. To explore an app, I'll capture my notes, share my thoughts as I'm exploring, share some thoughts about exploratory testing as part of the process. So let's get started. Okay, so on the left of my screen, I have my note-taking tool, TestBuddy. And on the right, this is the app that I'm going to explore today. So I've never explored this before. It's an app called Abyssail, which helps companies create banner adverts that they can put on whatever social media. So let's just get stuck in. So I'm going to create a charter. So explore Abyssail. That's how you spell it. Yeah, explore Abyssail to discover useful information about banner ad creation. Okay, and I'm going to spend 20 minutes exploring that. Okay, so what am I thinking at this stage? Well, I could just dive in and there's some buttons to click and I'm like, oh yeah, I could. That's quite interesting. But at this stage, I probably want to take a step back and think about, first of all, what I know about this product. So I know that I saw it on Indie Hackers, so it's a new product. So let's capture these actually as oracles. So my oracles, these are things that are going to help me make an assessment about this particular product, which will influence what I explore. So one of my oracles is this app was featured on Indie Hackers. Okay. Also, if we have a look, I've also previously watched a video which kind of explains what this product is about. I won't watch it now, but let's just say that I have already watched that. So that gives me an idea of what to expect. I've watched a video overview of the product, and that's available there. Okay, so what else are my oracles? Well, there's the site. So there's all these claims that are made about this particular product and what it can do. So I have an expectation, and I've had a look around the site. So I've explored the site to learn what the product can do for me and others. So that is a useful oracle. I have that information. These are lots of claims about what this product can do. So that's cool. So I think, yeah, I guess other oracles, I could get in touch with the company and ask them some questions, learn some information. But let's not do that now. Let's just get back into the product itself. So I'm just gonna close that down for now. Okay, so I have already created an account and set up and ready to go. So what I can do at this stage is start exploring, but I'm going to think in terms of some risks first of all. Now, at a very high level, I'd like to capture some risks, and these are the things that will probably threaten the value of this product. And let's think of those risks in terms of, hey, you're a new person and it's a new experience. You've been on the site, you signed up for it, you've watched the video, given those are the oracles that I've shared. What risks might threaten the value of the product, the value of the experience that I'm about to have? So one risk might be that it might not be clear how to get started. Or another risk might be there's a bug that stops me doing what I think I should be able to do. And I know that's quite a broad risk, but given this is my first time using this product, if I find a bug and I'm not sure about it, it may turn me off using this product, and essentially is threatening the value of this particular service. Let's think of some other risks. What else could we find? I think because this is just a product overview kind of exploration session, let's leave it at that for now. Let's keep things simple. So with those risks in mind, I now turn to questions. And as part of my exploratory testing planning, I tend to write out some questions that address those risks. So if I attempt to answer those questions as I explore, I can map them to the risks, and I can go, oh yeah, that right risk, we're aware of that risk, we've investigated that risk some more because we've answered these questions, or we can work out how we might mitigate the risk if indeed it becomes real as part of my exploration. I find that quite interesting that sometimes we talk in terms of risks, and there's often some, I call it like sensationalism. So we're like, oh my goodness, this could happen, this could happen, this can happen. And that's cool. And it's important we have those conversations. Yet let's go find out the likelihood of that risk being realized. What is the reality of that risk? You know, the risk here, it might not be clear how to get started. Yes, that may be a risk and we might realize it. Yet it could trigger ways to improve the onboarding experience. So I think of discovering risks as an opportunity to improve, and not necessarily like, oh my god, this risk is a nightmare and people are going to get affected in a serious way. Actually, if you take risks, they can be opportunities. Okay, so coming back to my question. So what risks I have? It might not be clear how to get started. There's a bug that stops me doing what I think I should be able to do. So they're quite broad risks, but this is a broad 20-minute exploration. So sort of questions would be, how does a user create a banner? What else do we want to learn about the list? Like how easy is it to get started? Now, of course, it will be my opinion. So I'm playing a persona as someone who is interested in creating banner ads. So that's the persona I'm attempting to get into. So how easy it is to get started, when I answer that, it is subjective, of course. There's not a objective answer to that. But certainly as I explore, I will capture thoughts about how easy I think it is to get started. And as part of sharing that, yes, it is an opinion, but it forms part of feedback to this company. Now imagine if I was in a team, if I was part of this development team developing this product, I would hope that I was able to share my opinion and have a voice to influence how the product is developed and enhanced. So I think it's important to share your opinion and your ideas and feedback. Do it in such a way that is as factual as it possibly is, and then when suggest ideas, separate the factual part and your opinion. Say, in my opinion, this, or I have this idea. Okay, so those are a couple of questions. Let's try and come up with one more. So how does a user create a banner? How easy is it to get started? Say, how do I save and share my new lovely banners? Okay, so just exploring the feature, the kind of core set of features that this product offers, and I got 20 minutes to do it. Okay, so setup. Let's think about some setup. Maybe I could open Chrome DevTools and see if I spot any errors in my console. And the network tab. Other setup is pre-setup was create an account, which I've already done, and that's it. I don't think there's much other setup stuff to do. So let's get stuck in. So 20-minute timer, all set to go. Let's start. Okay, so at this point I tend to just scan what it is that I'm exploring. I'm constantly checking back for my questions because I know they're going to help me guide me along the way. So how does a user create a banner? How easy is it to get started? So I've got this indication here. So let's so it says no project yet. Click the create new project button to create your first project. Okay, cool. So I like that. That's a simple instruction, and I can just capture that on my notes and just share that. I think that's cool. So I like that there's a simple instruction to get started. Yeah, I think that's really cool. It's very clear. Now, I found myself, like, I was looking for the create new project button. I kind of wonder that, like, it could just be there, right? I try and click this one here. I'm like, oh yeah, it's an image. Silly me. It's up here, right? That's the button they're talking to. Maybe there's an option of I don't know, some sort of arrow, on those sites where they sketch an arrow to say, here's the button you should press, like make it really explicit. So let's call that out. I found myself wanting to click the create new project button on the image. How about drawing a sketch line to the actual button as a call to action? Cool, and this is an idea. Okay, so let's go and see what this create new project button does. Okay, so I'm asked to add a project name. Nice. Okay, this is a test project. Okay, so there's nice validation on the field name. That's cool. Good to see validation on the new project name. That's cool. It's not possible to create a project without a name. What does it need? It just needs one. Oh, this field must contain at least 6 characters. Oh, that's interesting. A project must contain at least 6 characters. I'm like, how come? I'm like, why should it be 6 characters? I might have a project called A, B, C, D, or E, F, or whatever. But I'm curious as to why it's 6 characters. But I'll ask the question, maybe there's some reason. I don't have something to check that against, so I'll just ask the question. Project must contain at least 6 characters. How come? Okay, so let's just say we call it project test. And there you go, the validation disappears and the create project button is enabled. So once I move beyond 6 characters, the create project button is enabled. Nice. That's cool. So create project, here we go. So no banner yet. Click the generate banners button to start generating banners. There it is again. It's that button. It's not a button. Let's call that out. Oops. Wrong screenshot. Let's try and grab another one again. Here we go. Let's do this. There we go. How about drawing attention to the actual generate banners button? And that's an idea. Okay, so let's do it. So 3 out of 3 download remaining. What does that mean? what does this mean? What does the 3 out of 3 download remaining mean? Perhaps it. Oh, hang on. Let's create an idea actually off the back of this. So we're asked that question, what it means. Perhaps it's useful to add an information icon next to something that isn't clear, e.g. the 3x3 download remaining indicator. Okay, so let's generate banners. Okay, generate settings, brand preset selection. So that's deselected. You don't have any brand presets available. Brand presets enable you to save brand assets, logos, colors, font for future generation. Oh, I see. So we need to do that first. So, add note. Here we go. Let's before I create a banner, I need to create brand presets. I see. How about directing the user to create brand presets before attempting to generate a banner? Yeah, I think like yeah, it just seems a bit peculiar that I've gone to generate a banner and I'm then told I've got to create my presets. Just tell me to create my presets first. So I've captured that as an idea on my notes. So let's do it. So oh, hang on. So that was interesting. So let's go back. I thought I'd just try. Okay, okay, we can't go back, so let's escape. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yeah, okay, so generate banners. Okay, so okay, it's still possible to enter the generate banners flow without setting up brand presets. Okay, this was a little unclear because I kind of thought because of this checkbox kind of caught me out. Let's grab a note about that because this check slider caught me out as I assumed I couldn't get started without brand presets. How about you providing some information to say something like it's okay to start without a brand preset. Okay, well, let's worry about brand presets later because we can generate banners, so let's just crack on. So let's continue with generate banners. Cool. So at this stage, let's just take a moment. I'm going to yeah, let's just take a moment to reflect on where we are. So I've gone deep now. Find myself going too deep, and I just need to step back. So I'm just going to take a moment to step back from the session. Let's pause it. Come back to my risks and questions from earlier and some of the oracles. So risks were that it might not be clear how to get started, and there's a bugs that stop me doing what I think I should be able to do. So we've been exploring those risks. So far, there's not been a problem that I've discovered that stopped me being able to do what I would like to do. There have been a few things that I feel a little unclear. And if we think of the risk as something that threatens the value of the product, then certainly the value could be threatened by things being unclear. The questions are how does a user create a banner? Well, I'm in the process of that. How easy is it to get started? Well, I'm capturing notes on that as I go. How do I save and share my new lovely banners? Well, I haven't yet got to that yet. So let's continue. Something at this stage, what I noticed actually coming back to this part of the session where a project must contain at least 6 characters. How come? Now, without really thinking about it, I was using a heuristic at that point, and it was perhaps a Goldilocks heuristic. So let's make a note of that under my planning. So heuristics, I was using I spelled heuristics wrong. There you go. Heuristics. So I was using Goldilocks, and what do I mean by Goldilocks? Well, oh man, my spelling is atrocious. What do I mean by Goldilocks? So the heuristic being that it's either too much, too little, or just right, from the classic Goldilocks story. And I guess with the character limit, it was too little, and I found just right. I didn't go to the too many. You may also, or I may reflect that I was also using 0, 1, many heuristic, kind of. I wanted to see what would happen if there was no information in that field as I was entering data or didn't enter data, and at least when I had entered one piece of data, or one character in this case, I was able to see that it gave me that error message about 6 characters in length. So I was naturally, without thinking about it too much, using those 2 heuristics, and they might come in useful again. So it's nice to call it out as part of your test session to come back to and go, what heuristics can I use that might help me as you explore. In this case, I've kind of been using Goldilocks 0 or many without really thinking about it, but I'd like to make it explicit, so I've added it to this section of my notes. Right, taking a step back, I've defocused for a little bit. Let's get back in the mixer. So we'll start the session up again. Let's start generating banners. Funnel created. Ooh, I didn't grab a screenshot, but I see the generate banners button switched green to a what was it again? Something funnels. Let's go back. My memory is bad. I do want to exit this. So generate banners. Let's try and grab a screenshot. Funnel created. I didn't grab a screenshot in time, but it was funnel created. I mean, what does funnel created mean at this stage? That's not clear. Oops. That's a question.